Welcome back to another episode of Mystery Meat with Eric. Today, the most blessed thing ever known to man, bacon. But we're showing you where it comes from and how to make it. Well, not all of it how to make it, but this here is this section of a pig. Basically from behind the front shoulder to right in front of the hip. So you can see the ribs in here. This I already cut off. This here is the tenderloin. This is like one of the greatest cuts of just the way it is. Slice it, fry it in some butter. Oh, it's delicious. Next, I'm gonna show you how bacon comes from. This here is the belly. This is gonna be our bacon. So what we're gonna do is we find kind of the edges of the bones here, and there's the eye of the tenderloin still in back there. We're gonna make that into boneless. So we kind of find that edge. We cut right up here to the ribs, and then we make a line just kind of where the rib starts to turn up, right in through here, and that's gonna give us right where we wanna cut through it. So now we get to take our handy dandy meat saw, which this kind of is difficult to do sometimes, but we gotta cut these ribs. Open that up to get the tip of the saw in there. I invited a few people over today to do this, and they told me that this is why they have me as a friend, because if the world goes crazy and they ever need food, they said they'll just come here. I don't think I agree with that assessment. So you cut just through the ribs. You don't want to be cutting all the meat because it's just hard on your blade and it doesn't cut. Get a nice sharp knife. Just cut right down through there. Now this, all that beautiful back fat is going to get rendered down to make lard. We're going to leave about 1/4 of an inch on all of those chops, because this whole thing is going to come into chops. Now this is going to be our bacon under here, but we got to get these ribs off. So you can kind of either make really meaty ribs or really meaty bacon, and we're kind of doing it in between, a little bit of both here. These I'm going to leave a little bit meatier than the other ones, just because there's so much. This is a really healthy pig, and he was pretty big. He was about 325, maybe 330 live weight. So there was definitely enough on him to leave a little bit of meatier ribs here and get good bacon out of it. So that there is gonna be our slab of ribs. You can see, not super meaty. This end's a little meatier, but that is gonna be fantastic on the smoker. This is bacon. We don't even need to trim this off because it's all going to get cured and stuff. So this end is obviously a little bit thicker than over here because of how I cut it, but this is way too big to make into one, you know, to brine it and even smoke it like this. So I like to cut it in half. And you can get a good cross-section view of that. That is going to be fantastic bacon. I might have to cut a little bit of the fat off of this side to kind of even the thickness out. And because this side has more fat, this was the belly side. So we can trim off a little bit of this fat, keep that for our trim. Get this a little bit more uniform thickness here. So this will get brined in the fridge for like a week or a week and a half, 10 days. And then she'll get smoked, and then it'll get cut up, and then it'll get eaten. It's gonna be delicious. And I would invite y'all over, but I'm gonna keep the bacon to myself. If you want it, go get yourself a hog, make it up. That's where bacon comes from. Enjoy.